Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Ben, and I'm with today. I'm joined with Taylor and Brody. Say hi, guys.
Hey.
So today we're going to be talking a few video game news, video game stuff going on in the world. And the first thing is just talking about COVID-19 and how it's affecting the game industry right now. Uh, a good amount of games are getting delayed. I think the biggest is The Last of Us Part 2 has gotten delayed. Everything was supposed to come out next month, and now it just has no release date, as well as The Outer Worlds on Nintendo Switch that got delayed. Iron Man VR that got delayed.
On what systems?
Which one? Iron Man VR?
Yeah.
I think on just every system it's supposed to come out on, so PS4 and maybe Steam, I guess, PC.
Iron Man on the PlayStation 4 on the PlayStation VR would have been awesome.
Are they going to add VR boots
sweet?
for that game?
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be sick.
That'd be great. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure you're lying on a flat table surface before starting Iron Man VR. Make sure your friends are not in the room within 3 feet, for you will be swinging your arms all over the place. Is all the gaming mechanics rely on like lying on your stomach and like spinning in a circle?
I'd play it. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be sick. That'd be a cool game. I mean, like, what is the Iron Man VR then? That's like you like have the triggers. So like from my understanding, right, Brody, you have VR. It's
yeah.
You would have the Move controllers which have buttons on them, and then the buttons correspond to certain actions that might relate to your feet. Like, so then for Iron Man, that means you specifically have buttons that are for. Would you have buttons for like the feet? Because you wouldn't be walking in that game.
I don't know.
It would probably work the same as it does in like Skyrim or Borderlands or those other like RPG VR games where the I don't know if you've seen the motion controllers, but they've got that middle button. You usually hold that, and that makes your feet go forward, makes your body go forward, and then you have the buttons that'll turn your body, make you turn in circles, change your direction. So I mean, it probably work like that. I mean, you could probably work like that with flying too, I would imagine.
How does Iron Man fly, though? How does Iron Man fly? He puts his arms by his side. So you're like spending the whole game like arms by your side. And then all the rest like, is that all it's going to be? I mean, it's different from something where like, I know there's that one game I wanted to play, the sword one, where you just run around and you like fight fuckers. I want to do that.
What game's that?
I have no idea. But you like.
It sounds like Red Steel.
I was about to say
like
that.
Red Steel.
Red Steel 2 on Wii. I have that actually.
It's like stab a dude in the head, take his sword, and then slice this dude over here, and then throw that knife at another guy. Like you can do that in the game, and I'm like, that's cool enough. You could do that standing one spot, and it relies on your ducking and stuff. Iron Man's in the sky. What are you ducking from? You can't duck. So. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I assume it's not going to be like a big game like they made Batman VR a couple of years ago, and that was only like I heard that was only like a couple hours long. It was like, look, you're Batman. There's like 2 levels. Oh, and that's the whole game. It's
You know what's really lucky that did Alex released right before
Half-Life Alex.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you guys see that video this morning of the dude juggling? You haven't seen that?
Juggling in game?
There's dudes who are going into Alex and they're like juggling shit in the game. This one guy has a bunch of the sucky things on the ceiling and he's juggling shit and throwing it to the monsters and blowing them up. I'm talking too much. You guys.
Oh, no, you're fine.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. So those are just a few of the games getting delayed. Wasteland 3, I don't know if you guys know what that is. Someday You'll Return. I don't know what that is either.
I mean, like
not a ton of games, but it looks like these are all very newly announced to be like very recently. These were all stated that they're being delayed. So I'm wondering how many games are gonna get delayed and how like fucked the industry is gonna get from this, because
I don't
look
know.
at the movie industry right now. Everything has stopped.
Yeah.
Movies and games, that's different. Movies, you have to obviously have a crew together. I guess a lot of these companies
How different are they though?
What, the industries?
Yeah, they're pretty similar industries, and if you think about it, at this point, something like The Last of Us it's just coming down to we need to make all of the copies of The Last of Us before we send it out to people. So it's like, if I personally don't see it as that bad. Like every time you've come to me and you're like, this game's getting delayed, I'm like, good, because nobody's delaying their games anymore. Yeah. Like, I remember being a little
I'd
kid.
rather see games get delayed.
Yeah.
Nintendo delays the games all the time.
I mean, it doesn't always
like half
work.
of the games get delayed.
Duke Nukem was delayed for 10 years, and that
wasn't good.
That was not good.
See how that turned out.
Kingdom Hearts was delayed from like age 16, I think, is when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, and then we didn't.
Yeah, I think 2 came out in 2005. Is that when 2 came out? 2004. So that game took
Kingdom
about
Hearts always gets delayed.
13, 14 years. Yeah.
And that was like, you guys remember me telling you, like, the night I beat it, I just remember being like, that's like half my fucking life is gone.
Yeah.
It was all that time I waited and then I played it.
But no, I don't think that much is gonna get affected from coronavirus, just because, well, I mean, to make a movie you need to like physically make it, and people can't do that right now because they can't be in public at all. But
yeah,
I mean,
I feel like the filming is getting delayed, but editing they could still do, through the quarantine, through the virus. I mean, it's a lot of computer work. So I feel like everybody who got everything filmed before the virus really broke out is able to still put out their stuff. But anybody like the Batman, the Robert Pattinson new Batman movie, like they're just supposed to start filming back in January, and they're delayed now because they're still in the filming process, and so
they're pretty screwed. Also, you see like new games, like the new Doom just came out. Animal Crossing just came out last month, which.
So glad I bought that.
We've been playing that. Yeah, that's a good game to come out right around the coronavirus. Because
I don't know if I told you, Brody. I've been playing
basically
that shit.
Sims kind of.
No, I just got my 20-day marker. Yeah, Animal Crossing. It's amazing. And I mean, like,
it's pretty good. I'm not getting super into it, but I do enjoy it.
Look, I wasn't into it. Like, at first, I was like, okay, I know what Animal Crossing is. You dig holes and you make your house. Cool. And then I started playing it, and I was like, I dug all these holes, and I made my house. And, like, I have investments in a fruit farm now, which I didn't before the quarantine started.
I got really into the Easter egg hunting. I made every item.
I've heard nothing but horrible.
It's very tedious with the fucking the Easter. That whole Easter.
I think it's important for anyone
it was fun, and
to
then
know that I don't own a Nintendo system.
Okay.
Yeah. I forget that you don't own a Nintendo system.
You played Mario Party on occasion, so.
Okay.
I played it when you had it.
Well, then that's good. We have an unbiased third party. Okay, Brody, that Easter eggs hunt is fucking stupid. What do you think? What do you think about a whole event based around making items for that event? And then
I've heard a lot of unhappy people. I've seen a lot of memes on Facebook and a lot of people who are just very over it. They were over it after like the second day. I mean, and I can imagine that. I mean, I know games that have done that. I mean, like World of Warcraft, when I used to play that back in the day, they had their events. They had like their little Oktoberfest events and shit like that, where you can go on and like make some weird Warcraft beers. But I almost said Warcraft craft beers, but that sounded weird.
They should have called it that.
Warcraft beers.
Cool.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
They should make Warcraft
Warcraft beer.
Yeah. And aren't there beers in Warcraft too that it's like pumpkin beer or whatever?
Yeah.